So details are getting circulated in very WhatsApp group. So please do not miss this golden opportunity to take association of right.
So till what time is the class? 2:15. 2:15. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you very much, dear devotees, for kindly being present here today. I am very grateful to each and every one of you who are kindly present here. Especially, I'd also like to thank Yugal Kishore Prabhu and who was, so kindly maintaining the community. And I'd also like to thank my dear friends who are present here. Rasika Bhuvi Prabhu, who kindly, who drove all the way, kindly got me here. And Sham Kishore Prabhu, thank you so much for kindly being here. Thank you all the wonderful devotees for kindly being present here. Between the speaker and the audience, please tell me who is more important, speaker or the audience? Ah, that's correct. So all of you are present here as the audience. Dear devotees, thank you for kindly being present here today. I'll try to speak something today on some childhood pastimes of Sri Krishna. You can see here on the TV, dear devotees. Before I begin, there is Shisht Parampara, tradition established by the previous acharyas to begin with Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations. Most of us know these verses. You can kindly sing along with me. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् अद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो वासुरान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरविषे नमः हे कृष्णा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त नमोस्तुते सप्तगाञ्जन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम राम प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे Dear devotees, पंचभिः सह स्थातव्यं गंतव्यं पंचभिः सह वक्तव्यं न दुःखं पंचभिः सह. It is said पंचभिः सह स्थातव्यं. If you want to stay at one place, stay with at least 5 people. That way, if you have an argument or you quarrel with one person, there are 4 other people to speak to. Gantavyam panchभिः सह. If you are traveling somewhere, you should travel with at least 5 people. That way, if you fall into some difficulty, there are 5 people to protect you. And Panchabhi sa Vaktavyam. If you want to speak something, there should be at least how many people in the audience? But oh my goodness, there are so many more here today. Na Dukkham Panchabhi sa. No unhappiness. If at least 5 are present, today here more than 60 or 70 are present, my happiness is multiplied more than 10 times, dear devotees. Thank you so much for kindly being present here today. Dear devotees, we will look into the childhood pastimes of Sri Krishna. There are so many pastimes, but we will glance into some of the sweetest pastimes that are described in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. These pastimes can be relished by any devotee who is eager to know more about Sri Krishna. Dear devotees, before we begin, I'd like to begin with a statement by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada says something at the end of his Krishna book. So I'd like somebody who has a good enough voice. Yes, huh? Prabhu, you have to say what Srila Prabhupada says so that everyone can hear.
The transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, are so powerful that simply by hearing, reading, and being transferred to the spiritual world, which is ordinarily very difficult to achieve.
The description of the pastimes of Lord Krishna is so attractive that it automatically gives us the impetus to study repeatedly. And the more we study the pastimes of the Lord, the more we become attached to Him. This very attachment to Krishna makes one eligible to be transferred to His complete Golok Vrindavan. Krishna Gokulam.
So, dear devotees, how many of us wish to be transferred to Goloka Vrindavan at the end of our lives? All right. So, dear devotees, Srila Prabhupada gives a very important formula and I have highlighted it. Okay. What have I underlined, Prabhu? Can you once again read?
The more we study the pastimes of the Lord, the more we become attached to Him.
It's very important that we should study direct Krishna Lila. And it's important that we should have some sort of facility for hearing and understanding Krishna Lila so that we can become attached to Sri Krishna. Dear devotees, our childhood pastimes begin when Krishna was given his name, Krishna. Who gave Krishna his name, Krishna, when he appeared on this planet? Does anybody know who gave the name Krishna? Garga Muni. Garga Muni gave Krishna the name Krishna, although Krishna is his eternal name. But whenever he appears on this planet, he receives his eternal name again through, and this time he received it through whom? Garga Muni. After he received the name Krishna, he started displaying the nature of his name. What is the meaning of Krishna, dear devotees? All attractive. So he has to behave according to his name. All right. Dear devotees, everybody in Srimad Bhagavatam is named perfectly. Maybe Akrur is not named perfectly. Huh? Akrur is the only one who is not named perfectly. But everybody else is named perfectly. They live up to their name. So what is the meaning of Krishna? All attractive. He immediately started displaying his all attractive pastimes. Sri Shukadeva Goswami describes in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that after a few days something started happening. This is what Sri Shukadeva Goswami says in the 10th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 21. I'll sing the verse. Kindly repeat after me. कालेन व्रजताल्पेन गोकुले रामकेशवौ जानुभ्यां सह पाणिभ्यां ऋङ्गमाणौ विचरतु Alpena Kalena Vrajata. Little time had passed after their naming ceremony. Gokule, where were they staying, dear devotees? Gokul. Previously, they used to stay in Gokul. After some time, they will shift to Vrindavan because too many demons will attack Gokul and then they will go to Vrindavan. But right now, Krishna and Balram are staying in which place? Gokul. Gokule Rama Keshava. Our Balram and our Krishna started doing something. What did they do? Janu Bhyam Saha Panibhyam. Janu refers to the knees, Panibhyam, and the two hands. Using two knees and two hands, they started doing. What did they start doing, dear devotees? Ringamana. In Hindi, we say Rengna. Huh? In Sanskrit, it's called Ringamana. They started crawling, Vijaharatu, and then the childhood pastimes finally started, dear devotees. Those who are parents, they know as long as the children are in one place on the bed, that's all right. But the day the children start crawling, that is the day when the fun begins. Isn't it, dear parents? Huh? So, dear devotees, this is when this happened. Prabhu, kindly read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Please read, Prabhu.
After a short time passed, both brothers, Rama and Krishna, began to crawl on the ground of earth with the strength of their hands and knees, and thus they enjoyed their childhood play.
So, dear devotees, you can see on the screen what started happening at that point of time. Now, dear devotees, this is the pastime that took place. Now we need to relish the pastime. All right, dear devotees, how many wish to relish the pastime? Now we heard the pastime. It's time to relish the pastime. So hearing is one thing, relishing is another thing. Dear devotees, in order to relish the pastime, we have to take help from the previous acharyas, the previous Rasik devotees. So, dear devotees, I'd like to introduce a very special commentator on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Dear devotees, this commentator appeared after all the commentators had written their commentary in Sanskrit. Perhaps the final generation of Sanskrit commentators on the Srimad Bhagavatam. After him, the culture of Sanskrit commentary stopped. Dear devotees, his name is Sri Harisuri. Prabhupada named a disciple after him, Harisuri Prabhu. But the original Harisuri is from the 18th century, dear devotees. He was born in 18th century in Nasik, India, in a Kashyap Gotra Brahmana family. Dear devotees, in his childhood, he learned all the Veda Vidyas, Veda, Nyaya, Mimamsa, grammar, all the Vidyas. And he obtained mantras to worship Bhagavan from his family lineage. In those days, there were no institutions to worship Krishna. If you had to get worship of Krishna, you had to get from your family lineage. So he got mantras to worship Bhagavan Krishna from his family lineage. His family lineage was initiated in the Sampradaya of Sri Tukaram Maharaj. Many of you might have heard the name of the Vaishnav saint Sri Tukaram Maharaj. And Sri Harisuri, he took a very severe vow in his youth to satisfy Bhagavan. I will speak about his vow, dear devotees, because it is important to introduce the commentator before I start speaking something from him. Dear devotees, Sri Harisuri in his youth took a vow to satisfy Krishna. His vow was as follows, please hear carefully. Every morning before sunrise, he will wake up and he will take a bath in the river Godavari, which flows through Nasik. After taking a bath, he will chant his Gayatri. After chanting his Gayatri, he will chant for 1 hour names of Krishna, Krishna Nam. Dear devotees, after chanting Krishna Nam for 1 hour, every day he will read 13 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam. Every day, 13 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam in the original Sanskrit. After that, he will serve the cows for 1 hour minimum, and only then will he eat the first morsel of food for the day, not before that. Dear devotees, he planned to continue this vow till the end of his life, but he was only able to carry out his vow for approximately 12 years. Because after 12 years of executing this vow, one final day when he was executing the last part of his vow, he was serving the cows. Suddenly there was a tap on his back, and by the very touch he understood who it was, dear devotees. He got his first darshan of Sri Krishna after 12 years of executing the vow. And dear devotees, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he writes in his commentary, I am quoting his words, Itham bhuri samarthitah sa Bhagavan protsahanam me yadat. Itham bhuri samarthita. After immense sadhana, Bhagavan was pleased and he appeared one time and he said something. He said, Arvaka, my dear child, I am very pleased on you. This is your last life. Success guaranteed. But since you are so learned in Sanskrit grammar, poetry, etc., and your favorite subject is Srimad Bhagavatam, I have one desire. Acha, what desire do you have, Bhagavan? When I carried out my pastimes in the 10th canto, there were many hidden reasons in my heart why I did everything. I wanted to find a person who is eligible to bring out those reasons. Today I have found that person. That is you. I will give you all the hidden reasons. Will you use your capability of Sanskrit poetry to bring out the reasons? Now, dear devotees, if Bhagavan says this to you, what will you say? Yes or no? Yes, of course. But he said, Bhagavan, I also want to say something. Say what? Bhagavan, my commentary will be in the form of verses, not in the form of paragraphs. I will write my commentary in pure Sanskrit. My commentary will be in the form of verses. And although you are giving me the secrets, I will still make it slightly difficult for people to understand because people will should have to meditate on the lila in order to understand the secrets. I'll not make it easy for everybody. All other commentators make it easy. I will make it little tricky. All right, Bhagwan? Bhagwan said, all right. He ended up writing 4,590 verses on the first 49 chapters of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Dear devotees, many times his realizations are quoted, but his name is not quoted. Many of us might have heard Damodar Lila. In Damodar Lila, the milk starts boiling because the milk wanted to commit suicide. This realization is often quoted, but the person who wrote the realization is often not mentioned. Who was that person, dear devotees? Sri Harisuri. So, dear devotees, now it's time to bring out the name and give credit where it is due. It was he who wrote all these verses, and he has only one purpose. Behind every pastime, he is going to ask one question. The question he is going to ask is why. What is the question? Why? Dear devotees, his commentary is named Bhakti Rasayanam, the elixir of bhakti. And Sri Harisuri says our Krishna has just started doing something. What has Krishna started doing? What is the question? Why? Dear devotees, why has Krishna started crawling? Please tell me. Yes, yes, Mataji. Okay. Dear devotees, please hear carefully what Bhagavan Krishna was thinking. Please repeat after me. Sri Harisuri says, Adamurvamsha yogena tato bahuja yogata vihareyam iti gyapyai Janukara Ringana. Your devotees, Bhagavan was saying something, please hear carefully. Bhagavan was thinking, Adav Vamsha Yogena. First I will touch both my knees on the ground. Tato Bahuja Yogataha. Then I will touch both my hands. Viharayam. In this way I will roam everywhere. Iti Gyapyai. To tell this, Sir Janu Kara Ringana. Bhagavan first touch both his knees and then touch both his good verse. Nah. It's not Sri Harisuri if it is, there's some secret is not hidden there. Dear devotees, a big secret is hidden in the verse. The Shastras describe Brahmanosya Mukhamasi, the Brahmanas are produced from the Lord's mouth. Bahura Janya Smrita, the Kshatriyas are produced from the Lord's arms. Urutadasya Yad Vaishya, Vaishyas are produced from the knees. Padbyam Shudra Ajayata, the Shudras from the feet. Bhagavan is saying, Ada Urvamsha Yogena. First I will touch both my knees. I will take birth in Vaishya family and exhibit pastimes. Tato Bahuja Yogata. Then I will claim myself to be the son of Kshatriya Vasudev. In this way, this time I will rescue the earth not through one family, but how many families, dear devotees? Two families simultaneously. In order to give this clear message to Mother Earth, Bhagavan first touched both his knees, then touched both his arms. Dear devotees, this is Bhagavan's reason. Another sweet reason, dear devotees, is revealed by him in the same commentary, dear devotees. As I told you, he writes verses. His commentary is in the form of verses. He composes another verse to give the reason behind Bhagavan crawling on the surface of earth. This verse is in the meter Vasanta Tilakam, same as Brahma Samhita. I'll sing, please repeat after me. यत्पीडिताप्य हर हर बहुदुर्नरेशै न त्वं क्षमा त्वमवने व्यजास्ततोऽसि धन्ये दिरङ्गणमिषां निजस्ततोऽस्या यकृतभूरि सपृष्ठभागे The devotees, Bhagavan was thinking, Yat Piditapi Aharahar. In the beginning of the 10th canto, somebody came crying to Krishna. Who came crying to Krishna, dear devotees, in the beginning of the 10th canto? Mother Earth. So he was saying to Mother Earth, Yat Piditapi. What is the meaning of Pidit, dear devotees? You are tortured. O earth, you came to me because you were tortured. Not one day, ahar, day after day you were tortured. By whom? Bahu Durnareshai. By many ruffian kings. But still, till today, you were patient. Na tvam kshamatvam avane vyajahastatosi. O earth, you did not give up your most important quality. What is the most important quality of earth, dear devotees? In Sanskrit, the most important quality, please repeat after me, Kshama. Kshama is such an important quality of the earth. One of the names of earth is also Kshama. So, na tvam kshamatvam avane. O earth, you did not give up your Kshama, your forgiveness. Dhanyeti, therefore all glories to you, but no need to worry now. On the pretext of crawling, for the first time, Bhagavan touched his hand on the surface of earth and caressed her back and protsahanam and gave her immense encouragement, dear devotees. Now I am here. You don't need to worry. Dear devotees, many wonderful pastimes are there. Acha, this was daytime. In night time, our Bhagavan used to have some different pastimes altogether. Would you like to hear what happened at night? So, dear devotees, at night, in the middle of the night, our Bhagavan started crying loudly. Loudly, dear devotees, Mother Yashoda and all the other gopis got a little upset. Arey, what is happening? Why is he crying in the middle of the night? All of them came in front of him and they said, what happened? What happened? He started crying loudly for no reason. How many parents here have had experience that children in the middle of the night started crying loudly for no reason? So, dear devotees, evam parampara praptam. This confidential knowledge was received in Guru Parampara. So, dear devotees, our Bhagavan started crying loudly in the middle of the night. Mother Yashoda came there, all the gopis came there. Dear devotees, at that point of time, something happened. This is described by Sri Kavi Karnapur in his Anand Vrindavan Champu. A very wonderful literature. Kavi Karnapur composes a verse to describe these pastimes. The verse is in the meter Shardula Vikriditam. We can sing same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. I will sing. Please repeat after me. Kim Kshiram na Kimuttamam Dadinano Kim Kurchika Vanana Kim Kurchika Viksha Kim Nana Kim Tavepsitamaho Hayanga Vinam Garam Dasyamo न विषीवत्सरतरां गोप्य स्वमात्रे गृहो मन्नेनो रुजिरित्युदङ्गुलिदला शीतांशुमालोकया So Bhagwan is our Krishna is loudly crying in the middle of the night. Mother Yashoda comes and says something. Dear devotees, please hear. Mother Yashoda says, Kim Shriram. What do you want? Shriram milk? Bhagwan's answer is in the next word. Na. Kim Uttamam Dadhi. What is Uttama Dadhi, dear devotees? Best of yogurt. Kim Uttamam Dadhi. Do you want good yogurt? Na, no, na. Kim Kurchikava. Do you want Kurchika Malai milk fat? His answer is in the next word. What is the next word? Na, na. What do you want? Huh? Amiksha, Kim, do you want buttermilk? Na, na. Kim tavepsitamaho. Then what do you want in the middle of the night? His reply. Hayangavinam ghanam. I want a very big ball of butter. Right now? At 12 o'clock in the night? Yes, I want. Else I'll cry. What do you want? Okay. Dasyamo, we will give. Na Vishidavats, don't be unhappy, dear son. Nataram Kupyasva, don't be angry. No, I'm very angry right now. Why? Then Krishna says, Matre grihotpanne no ruchi. I don't like anything made by my mother at home. Griha utpanne no ruchi. I have no ruchi in whatever is produced at home. Acha, then from where will we get big ball of butter? Udangulidala. Can you see there in the sky? That big ball of butter I want right now. Huh? That big ball of butter. Else I'll cry. So dear devotee, Shitam Shumi pointed at the moon and said, this is what I want. At 12 o'clock in the night, our Bhagwan, what does he want? Oh. Dear devotees, at this point of time, Mother Yashoda thought what to do. So she came up with an idea. Now, sometimes Mother Yashoda used to lie to Krishna in order to get things done from him. You see, in India, parents lie to children sometimes. Here, sometimes they teach you to tell the kids the absolute truth all the time, you know. So, but at least back in the good old days of Bhagwan Sri Krishna, Mother Yashoda used to sometimes lie. For example, I'll give you a small example of how she used to lie to Krishna in order to get things done. Sometimes our Bhagwan would not sometimes, many times in the spiritual world, Krishna would not wake up early in the morning. Believe it or not, in the spiritual world, there's one person who doesn't easily wake up for Mangal Aarti. Who is that person, dear devotees? Krishna. Huh? So, dear devotees, he did not wake up very early. So, Mother Yashoda would suddenly come to Krishna and say, Krishna, wake up. Krishna would say, I don't want to wake up. Yeah, please come ahead. So, dear devotees, please hear carefully. Mother Yashoda sometimes will trick Krishna. He's not waking up early. Mother Yashoda will say to Krishna, wake up, Krishna. Do you know which day it is? Krishna will rub his eyes and say, please let me go to sleep. Which day? He said, it's your birthday. Wake up, many gifts are waiting for you. Sri Jiva Goswami describes in Gopal Champasi. Acha, many gifts are waiting. Why don't you get them here? I will open. Na. Nanda Maharaj will not like it if you touch the gifts without taking a bath. Chalo, first take a bath, then we will open the gifts. Acha, all right. Then he will go and he is half asleep. Then she will take him to the area of bathing and then she will put a tumbler of warm water on him and 2 tumblers and then he, Arey, but birthday was few days ago, na? By that time it is too late. So in this way, sometimes Mother Yashoda would lie to Krishna to get things done. So in this situation also our Bhagwan is asking for the impossible. What is he asking for, dear devotees? The moon. Mother Yashoda comes up with a trick. Sri Kavi Karnapur describes in Ananda Vrindavan. Verse is in the meter Malini. I'll try to sing every line by breaking it into two parts. Kindly repeat after me. Kalayana pitareta Andahayangavinam Pratarati kalahamso Vyoma viditadagam Ahamapi kalahamsam Prarthaye kelanarthi Tadupanayata yavam Naishaparam prayati. So Mother Yashoda is saying something when he asked for the moon. He said, Kalayana Pitar. She said Pitar. Now this term can be best translated in Hindi. Please hear. She said Pitar. Are mere baap. How do you translate that in English? So she saying Pitar. Are mere baap. Kalayana, please listen. So you can translate it as oh my father. That becomes too Christian. So often it is said much is lost in translation. And there is a phrase in English, much is lost in translation. This is a classic example of that. So Pitar in Hindi means Are mere baap kalaya. Suno, here. Here, oh Krishna, na etad dhanta hayyangavinam. This is not big ball of butter. Achha, this is not big ball of butter. Then what is it? Are, can't you see? This entire sky is having a river. And this is a dark river. And pratarati kalahamso. That is a white swan swimming across the river. Vyaumavi Tritadaga. Can you see it is slightly moving in that direction? Arey, haan. I did not know it was not the moon. It's a swan. Yes, Krishna. Ahamapi kalahamsam. I also want a swan to play. Prarthaye kelanarthi. I want a swan. All I have are these ugly peacocks here. Nanda Maharaj never got me a swan. Tadupanayata yavan. Get me that swan. Otherwise, Naishaparam prayati. It will go on the other side of the river. Get that swan very quickly. So Mother Yashoda thought she will trick Krishna. But in the end, Krishna ended up tricking Mother Yashoda. Cha. Then Mother Yashoda thought what to do now. First he was asking for the moon. Now he is asking for the swan. End result is the same. Dear devotees, then Mother Yashoda spoke the truth to Krishna, but mixed with some lies. Right? This verse is in the meter Vasanta Tilakam, same as Brahma Samhita. Please repeat after me. Hayyangaviramidameva naraja hamsa Sharashmirabhinaishana tatpradeyam Vaishyatradaiva vashato garalam vilagnam Tenaitaduttamamapi hanakopi bhunte Acha Krishna, now I will tell you. Hayyangavinamidameva, this is neither big ball of butter, nor Rajahamsa. Neither is this a royal swan. Acha, which means you were lying to me. Huh? Hare Krishna, here. Please hear what this is. Acha, what is this? Piyusha Rashmi. This is the nectar ray moon. Acha, nectar? I want to drink nectar. Huh? Natat pradeyam, but we can't give it to you. Why? Pasyatra, look there. Daiva vashato, by some misfortune. Garalam vilagnam. Can you see the dark spots there on the moon? Yes, some poison has spilled on the moon. Tenai taduttamamapiha, although it is the best nectar, na kopi bhumte, still nobody eats it. Nobody drinks that nectar. Acha, poison fell on the moon. Can you tell me how poison fell on the moon? Hare Krishna, that's a long story. Yeah. I want to hear long story. Huh? Acha, Krishna, listen to this story. Krishna, long ago, there was a big ocean of milk. Acha, how many cows are required to make big ocean of milk? Arey, nahi, Krishna. This ocean was not made using cows. Nah, I have never seen any milk that doesn't come from cows. No, Krishna. This ocean was made by Bhagwan. Krishna asked, who is Bhagwan? Kavi Karnapur describes others. Who is Bhagwan? Arey, Krishna, don't you know who is Bhagwan? Every morning Nanda Maharaj worships. Vishnu is Bhagwan. Acha, Vishnu is Bhagwan. If he is Bhagwan, why can't I see him here? So Krishna is asking the question, why can't I see Bhagwan? Mother Yashoda's answer. Please here you have to repeat the answer after me. This answer was given by Mother Yashoda. Kavi Karnapur has quoted it in the Anand Vrindavan Champu. Krishna is asking, why can't I see Bhagwan? Mother Yashoda's reply. Please repeat after me. Because Bhagavan is a God. A God means he doesn't go anywhere. He stays in the milk ocean. So Bhagavan is a God. He never goes anywhere. Therefore, you can't see him here. You will only see him in the milk ocean. Dear devotees, when Mother Yashoda said this, she didn't realize that she had ended up speaking something very important. Achha. Once again, what did Mother Yashoda say? Please repeat after me. Because Bhagavan is a Ga. Without the syllable Ga. If you remove Ga from this Bhagavan, what remains? Bhavan. In Sanskrit, what does Bhavan mean? You. So, and inadvertently, she ended up saying to Krishna, you are Bhagavan. You can't see Bhagavan because actually you, Bhavan eva Bhagavan, you are Bhagavan. Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Inadvertently, Mother Yashoda ended up saying Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. This, dear devotees, was when Krishna was crawling. Dear devotees, after crawling, which stage comes? Walking and running. Dear devotees, after a few days, Bhagavan started walking and running around. So, when this started happening, dear devotees, the pastimes became so sweeter because you know what happens when kids start running around, you know. So, when kids start running around, they start creating less mischief or more mischief. But before we go there, I'd like to tell you, Mother Yashoda ended up saying, Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Then Krishna said, that's okay. But I can't see Bhagavan here. Okay, but tell me how poison fell on the moon. Dear devotees, then Mother Yashoda said, Acha, this big ocean of milk. One day there was a big battle between the Devatas, the gods and the demons. So they bought a big mountain to churn that ocean because the battle was over nectar, Amrita. So then they started churning the ocean. And you know, when they were churning, Krishna, are you listening? They were churning the ocean. First thing that came out of the ocean was the moon. And then Krishna, after the moon came out, then the second thing that came out was the poison. And when the poison came out, everybody was frightened. And you know, Krishna, everybody went to the shelter of whom? Krishna said, I don't know. Krishna, you should also take shelter of him when you are in trouble. They all went to Bhagavan Shiva. Okay, Krishna, you will take shelter of him? Krishna said, Then Bhagavan Shiva came and took all the poison in his hands and he started drinking. But you know, Krishna, When you are also drinking with your hands, you know what happens sometimes? Some of the poison started spilling out and it fell on the moon. Therefore, dear Krishna, there is poison on the moon, you can't eat. Are you hearing, Krishna? No reply. Our Bhagwan has successfully gone into his dream world again. So every night, some or the other pastime like this is going on, dear devotees. Acha. On another night, our Bhagwan started blabbering in sleep. Huh? Sometimes our Bhagwan has dreams, he started blabbering in sleep. Rupa Goswami describes in Padyavali. That morning, he had asked Nanda Maharaj, whom do we worship? So Nanda Maharaj was preparing for Indra Puja. So Nanda Maharaj said, Krishna, we worship Indra. Acha, who is Indra? Indra is the king of Swarga, is the king of heaven. So that night our Bhagwan started thinking of himself as king of heaven. So Rupa Goswami composed a verse. Shambho Swagatamastya Tamida Ito. In his dream he is blabbering. Shambho Swagatamastya, he is king of heaven. He started. Shambho Shiva, come here. Come sit on my right hand side. Vamena Padmodbhava Brahma, come sit on my left hand side. Sit here. Kronchare Kushalam Kartikeya, is everything okay with you? Huh? Sukham Surapate Indra, I hope you are not angry for taking your post. Huh? Veteshano Drishyase Kuber. Huh? Nowadays you are no longer seeing what happened. Huh? Pay your taxes on time, huh? Kuber. Ityut Swapna Paramparas. In this way he was blabbering. And suddenly Mother Yashoda heard. What is he saying in his sleep? Shiva, sit here. Brahma, sit here. How are you, Kartikeya? What nonsense. Krishna, Kim Balakajalpasityanuchitam. What nonsense are you speaking? Suddenly, Mother Yashoda, in order to prevent any aparadh, she suddenly spitted loudly, wake up! Krishna woke up. What are you saying? Never say like this, Krishna. Rupa Goswami says, Thut kritam patuva. May this act of Mother Yashoda protect all of you, dear devotees. Acha, this was when Krishna was crawling. After crawling, what comes, dear devotees? Walking. When Krishna started walking, the troubles increased so much. You don't need a commentator to tell you. Shukdev Goswami himself will start complaining in the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 25. Shukdev Goswami complains about Krishna's mischievous activities, dear devotees. This verse is in the meter Vasanta Tilakam. First line is a slight tongue twister. Same as Brahma Samhita. I'll sing, please repeat after me. Shrinyagnitam Strasi Jaladvijakantakebhya Krida Paravati Chalau Swasutau Nishedum Greyani kartumapi yatra na tajjananyo. Shrimad apaturalam manasonnavastha. When Krishna grew up, Shringi refers to animals with horns. So Krishna and Balram would do something. They would go to the cowshed and find the bull with the biggest horns. Their devotees, in front of that bull with the biggest horns, they will make funny faces to tease the bull. Shringi. Agni. In the kitchen, sometimes there will be what? Agni. What is Agni? Fire. As soon as Krishna will see there is fire, he will rush with his hand extended to catch a flame of fire. Dear devotees. Damstri. Damstri refers to animals with sharp teeth. Sometimes Krishna will see there is a monkey sitting on the tree. Krishna will call his friend, come here. And then Krishna will open the mouth of the monkey and count all the teeth with proper setting. Asi. Asi refers to swords. Nanda Maharaj would keep swords in his cupboard for protecting the cows against wild animals. Sometimes Nanda Maharaj will forget to lock the cupboard. When Nanda Maharaj forgets to lock the cupboard, that time Krishna and Balram will come and open the cupboard. And then there will be Mahabharata before Mahabharata devotees. Huh? The previous acharyas have described. Jala. Jala refers to water. Sometimes there would be water tanks near Krishna's home, and then Krishna and Balram would tell their friends, go tell Nanda Maharaj, Krishna and Balram are drowning in the water tank. Huh? Dvija. Dvija refers to birds because birds take birth how many times? Two times. First as an egg, then they hatch out of the egg. So Dvija refers to what? Birds. Sometimes Krishna will see there is a bird, there is a peacock walking peacefully. Then Krishna will say, why should I let him walk peacefully in my kingdom? So Krishna will gradually go behind the peacock and catch hold of the peacock. Peacock becomes startled and starts flying, but peacock has limited flight, can't fly very high. So our Bhagwan will enjoy his limited flight on Peacock Airways, dear devotees, at that particular point of time. And Kantakebhya, sometimes he will see there are some thorny bushes, so he will try to put his hand in the thorny bushes to see what is on the other side. In this way, Krida Parao, always they were playing, dear devotees, always they were playing. Ati Chalao, very fickle-minded. Swasutau, both these children, Nishedum, the mothers try to protect. Dear devotees, how many of us don't want to go to school in our next life? Please raise your hands. We all want to send our kids to school. But we don't want to go to school ourselves. If you don't want to go to school in your next life, there is only one way, dear devotees. Take birth with Krishna. There is no going to school, dear devotees. Grow up with Krishna in your next life. Krida para, always playing, no going to school, dear devotees. Ati Chalao, very fickle-minded. Swasutao Nishedum. Both mothers tried to prevent these sons. But while preventing both these sons, something happened. Griyani kartumapi yatrana. They could not complete their household work. So you know when you enter a house and there are small children there, you come to know immediately. How do you come to know, dear devotees? The house is a big mess, dear devotees. So, Griyani kartumapi yatrana tajjananyo. The mothers could not complete their household work properly. Shekat apaturalam manaso anavastham. And their minds became unsettled, unavastha. So Prabhu, kindly read the translation. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:8-25. Please read, Prabhuji.
When Mother Yashoda and Rohini were unable to protect the babies from calamities threatened by horned cows, by fire, by animals in the tree, by swords, by water, by birds, and by thorns, they were always in anxiety, and their household engagements were disturbed. At that time, they were fully equipoised in the transcendental ecstasy known as the distress of maternal affection, for this was aroused within their minds.
Dear devotees, this is Shri Krishna carrying out all these activities. Dear devotees, please look here. Shri Krishna carrying out all the activities at once. Can you see? The mothers are trying to prevent, but they are losing their peace of mind in the process. Now, dear devotees, there is no material anxiety in the spiritual world. So what Mother Yashoda and Mother Rohini are experiencing is not material anxiety. This is a vyabhichari bhav, a sanchari bhav, a transitory emotion of Vatsalya Ras known as Chinta. What is it known as? Chinta. It is a transitory emotion of the spiritual Vatsalya Ras, and it has no material element to it, dear devotees. This is all full of joy. There is no material misery in this. But still, dear devotees, our Bhagavan is acting in a very mischievous manner in so many ways. And our devotee commentator, Sri Harisuri, is expert in asking one question. What question, dear devotees? Why? Why is Bhagavan doing all of this? To give pleasure. Okay. Dear devotees, please hear Sri Harisuri says, just read the first line again carefully. I'll sing, please repeat after me. Shringyagnidanstrasi jaladvijakantakebhya. Dear devotees, our Bhagavan knows Shringi. In future, he has to fight with demons with big horns. Which demon with big horns, dear devotees? Arishtasur, bull demon. Agni. In future, our Bhagavan has to consume fire not once, but how many times? Twice. Damstri, animals with sharp teeth. In future, our Bhagavan has to kill animals with sharp teeth such as Aghasur. Jala, in future, our Bhagavan has to perform pastimes in water. Which pastime, dear devotees? Kaliya Daman. Dvija, birds. In future, our Bhagavan has to kill a bird, Bakasur. Kantakebhya. In future, our Bhagavan has to remove the thorn-like kings from the surface of the earth in Mahabharata. Therefore, practice makes perfect. In his very childhood, our Bhagavan begins his practice, dear devotees. This is the realization of Sri Harishwari behind this particular verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. अच्छा, प्रभु जी, whose devotee are you? बोलो बोलो. अरे इतना सोना जल्दी तो see he took नहीं International Society for बोलो.
Krishna consciousness.
So don't hide. Whose devotee are you?
ISKCON.
No. She is still not speaking. बोलो बोलो.
Yeah.
Krishna. Have you heard about the character of your Bhagavan?
Not in.
No. His character is exposed in the Srimad Bhagavatam itself. Right? Let's read something. You only read, Prabhu. What the Srimad Bhagavatam says about the character of your Bhagavan. Prabhu, please read.
Observing the very attractive childish restlessness of Krishna, all the gopis in the neighborhood to hear about Krishna's activities again and again would approach Mother Yashoda and speak to her as follows. Our dear friend Yashoda, your son sometimes comes to our houses before the milking of the cows and releases the calves. And when the master of the house becomes angry, your son merely smiles.
Acha, see, our dear friend Yashoda, your son sometimes comes to our houses before milking of cows and releases the calves. The devotees, when the calves are released before the milking of the cows, there are two problems. What are the two problems? First is the calves drink the milk. Second, the calves don't know when to stop. The calves develop indigestion. There are two problems. And when the master of the home becomes angry, your son merely smiles. Okay, please read ahead.
Sometimes he devises some process by which he steals palatable curd, butter, and milk, and which he then eats and gives.
Now allegation of stealing is there, dear devotees. Prabhuji, on your leader, there is allegation of stealing. Okay? Whose devotee? You said you are whose devotee? There's an allegation of stealing on him. So please read ahead.
When the monkeys assemble, he divides it with them, and when the monkeys have their bellies so full that they won't take any more, he breaks the pots.
When the monkeys assemble, he divides it with them. How many of us have tried the misadventure of feeding monkeys in Vrindavan? Please raise your hands. Anybody tried? What happens first? Food gets over or monkeys become satisfied? What happens? Food gets over. But here this was not happening. When the monkeys have their bellies so full, the monkeys will also say, "Arey bas aur kitna? Enough. Bas ho gaya." So something still is remaining. That also he will not keep. That also he will break. Can you understand the mindset? Please read ahead, Prabhuji.
Sometimes if he gets an opportunity to steal butter or milk from a house, he will be angry at the householders. For his revenge, he will agitate the small children by teaching them.
Wow, what a Bhagavan. Sometimes if he gets no opportunity to steal butter or milk, he will become angry at the householder. And for his revenge, he will agitate the children by pinching them. Wow, Prabhu. Who spoke Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu? What did he speak in Bhagavad Gita? क्रोध, लोभ, है ना, ऐसा सब. प्रभु, what is the definition of Acharya? बोलो बोलो. One who teaches by example. No wonder nobody became a devotee in Dwapar Yuga after reading Bhagavad Gita. Very hardly one or two might have become devotees. All of them became devotees in Kali Yuga when he came as whom? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All right, two. Please read.
Then when the children began crying, Krishna would go over.
So, Prabhu, whose devotee are you? There is an allegation of stealing, Jay. See, he has disappeared. All right. As soon as there was allegation, he disappeared. He knows you have to take care. It is caught on camera also. Look here, Prabhuji. There is an allegation of stealing. Dear devotees, there is an allegation of stealing upon Bhagwan, and one of you has to come up with an argument to rescue him from the allegation. Dear devotees, did Bhagwan steal? Yes or no?
Yes.
Some of you are saying yes. Matlab you are guilty. And those who are saying no, please raise your hands. So a few of them raised. Prabhuji? No. Why? Oh my goodness. Look at the argument. Everything belongs to him anyways. Acha, can this argument be given in front by Mother Yashoda to the gopis? You have to give an argument that Mother Yashoda should be able to give to the gopis. ऐसे नहीं, not a ISKCON argument. All right? हाँ. अच्छा, चलो. Next lawyer. Who is the next lawyer? बोलो. हाँ. Yes, Mataji. So what? Steal, but stealing is stealing. We have to prove that he did not steal. Chalo. All of them are testifying. One person can be, 2%, 10 people can be wrong. No. Dear devotees, our devotee commentator Sri Harisuri comes and says, I will give one argument now. Everybody wants to hear one argument? Our Krishna did not steal. All right? So, dear devotees, Sri Harisuri's argument is in front of us. The verse is in the meter Shardula Vikriditam. Same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Please sing after me. तत् सुंदर मंदिर स्थित पयो दध्यादि चौरारिते तन्वंदिर बालक विरचिता पाठचर्या तथा मृत्युर्मां नहि संस्पृशेदिति धिया श्रीनायको लीलया बालानेव सहारयद् व्रजगृहं प्रायः प्रभुस्तत्कृते So Shri says, I am going to give only one argument. Everybody here and say yes or no. All right? Tat Tat Sundara Mandira. In Gokula there are Tat many beautiful homes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Sthita Payo Dadhi Adi. In those homes there is milk, yogurt, etc. Yes or no?
Yes.
Chaurya Hritis. Allegation is chori. Stealing. Everybody agrees? Acha. Sri Krishna speaks in Harisuri's heart in the third line. Vrittir mam nahi samsprishe. Don't let this allegation touch me. Iti diya. I give you the intelligence. Give one argument, Harisuri, from my side. All right. Tattan Mandira Balakair Virachita Patacharya. Dear devotees, look at the evidence, look at the photo. When our Bhagwan would go to any home for stealing, he would ensure that the boy of the home is also with him. Just look, dear devotees. Our Bhagwan is simply helping the boy of the home take the yogurt from his own home. Hai na? I hope you are able to understand. Huh? Can you see? Bhagwan is giving yogurt to the boy of the home. Huh? So, he was only assisting. Hai na? Dear devotees. Acha, tell me, did our Bhagwan steal? No. In one argument, he changed your opinion. Very good. These dear devotees are the many sweet pastimes of our Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Dear devotees, but Sri Hari Suri makes a very important point at this point of time. Please repeat after me. Kevalagha Kevaladi Bhavati Shrutim Smaran Yuktam Evagha Hartasau Tatvanyebhyo Chakhasata. Dear devotee, Sri Hari Suri says, you will notice one thing about Krishna. In his entire childhood pastimes, Krishna never ate alone. Krishna never ate alone. Even when he was stealing, he was distributing with others. Isn't it, dear devotees? Yes. Why did Krishna never eat alone? And then he composes this verse. The first part of the verse was very difficult for me to understand. It took a few days because the first part was taken directly from Rig Veda. Dear devotees, our Bhagwan is the author of all the Vedas, isn't it? Yes. Shouldn't he follow his own instructions given in the Vedas? Yes. He has written in the Rig Veda, dear devotees, please repeat after me. Kevalago Bhavati Kevaladi. Kevaladi, a person who eats alone. Kevalago eats only sin. Dear devotees, Bhagwan Shri Krishna is giving a message to all of us that we should never eat alone. Nowadays, dear devotees, gradually we are losing the culture because previously in families we would always eat together. What nowadays we have, what is to go? To go where I don't know, but to go. To go with many sinful reactions. So, dear devotees, Kevalagho Kevaladi. A person who eats alone eats only sin. Never eat alone, dear devotees, especially sweets. All right? Never. If you ever get any sweets, remember Hari Parshad Dasila. I'm always around the corner. All right? Just joking. Dear devotees, always try to find living entities. If you're alone, also try to find some living entities around you who can eat. And if there is still nobody, some of you might be remembering our ancestors had a practice. Before eating, they will remove one morsel of food. Some of you might have seen some ancestors, they used to remove one morsel of food before eating. That morsel they will not eat. That morsel will be given to some other living entities, dear devotees. Why? Even if they're eating alone, they will ensure that their food was not consumed by them alone. Why? Kevalagho bhavati kevaladi. Rig Veda says, a person who eats alone eats only sin. Therefore, our Bhagwan never ate anything alone, dear devotees. Never. So this we should learn, dear devotees. There is one thing that our Bhagwan ate alone, but that is not supposed to be eaten. Dirt. Sri Shukadeva Goswami says, Ekada क्रीडमानस्ते रामाद्यागोपदारका सौमृदं भक्षितवान् मात्रे न्यवेदयन्. Kindly read the translation.
One day, while Krishna was playing with the small parents, including Balaram and the other sons of the Gopas, all his parents came together and launched a complaint to Mother Yashoda. Mother is submitted. Krishna has taken purpose.
Wow, what friends, the devotees, huh? When you are stealing, nobody comes and complains, huh? But when you are eating alone and you don't give us, then we will all gang up against you, huh? And complain. Dear devotees, this is what happened. Bhagwan Krishna has eaten dirt. Dear devotees, our commentator, dear Sri Harishuri, comes and asks a question. What is the question? Why? Why did Bhagwan eat dirt? Tell me. Arre, it's very easy. He composes a verse to explain, dear devotees. This is our final verse for today. Our Bhagwan ate dirt, dear devotees, because this is the verse. Please, this verse is in the meter Shardul Vikriditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Can we sing together, dear devotees? Let's sing together this time. Yes, Priya, Krida Shaila, Yamasana, Deyam Jaya Yogina, Pradamya Rajagatam, Go Sita Mangalam, Ekam Gori Nijoda Sajanasa, Vancha Chiram Chitaya, Shri Krishna was thinking, please hear dear devotees. Yat Priyam Tridashai, Tridasha, the gods in heaven want something, but they are not able to get it easily. Alabhyama Satam, there are many demons in the lower planetary system, they are also not able to get this thing. What is it? Praptam Syat Ki Mutadrajo, the dust of Vrindavan, they are not able to get because they are on different planets. But how will they get? Very good idea. All the planets are within my stomach. I will just directly consume and there will be instant home delivery of Brajaraj in the 14 planetary systems, dear devotees. For this reason, our Bhagwan, although it is not, dirt is not supposed to be eaten, for giving the dust of Vrindavan to the devotees in the 14 planetary systems located within his udar, within his stomach, our Bhagwan consumed the dirt of Vrindavan, dear devotees. These, dear devotees, are the very sweet pastimes of Bhagwan Sri Krishna with Mother Yashoda. Dear devotees, the most fortunate parent of Bhagwan Sri Krishna is Mother Yashoda, because with Yashoda, he had something very special. Yashodaya samanasti devata kapi bhutale ulu khale yaya baddho mukti do mukti vichhati. Yashodaya samanasti devata. There is no deity on earth equal to Mother Yashoda. Why? Ulu khale yaya baddho. She is the only person on this planet who managed to tie Krishna to the mortar. And when he was tied to the mortar, mukti do, the person who gives liberation to everyone on earth, Mukti Michhati, was crying for his own liberation in front of Mother Yashoda. So who is the greater deity, Krishna or Yashoda? I hope you are able to understand. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. So I think the time is up.
Hare Krishna. Everyone this time, we'll have again Prabhu is giving Bhagavatam class tomorrow in the afternoon, also giving talks tomorrow evening in Farmington. Prabhu, just a couple of quick questions, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay? Take a couple of quick questions. Anyone? One thing that thank you very much for this intrinsic hotel details. We heard different pastimes, but these are very, very sweet. And some of the reasoning or we never could even relate and understand. So thank you very much, Prabhuji, for your putting those details so nicely and so sweetly.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, opportunity tomorrow. Morning 8:20. It's more eating as well. Only one person I do have.
Yeah.
Company. And he said we should never eat alone. And other if we eat alone, it's only here in Esco, whether you actually eat them only. Does that apply to the staff as well? So there are different sides.
Yeah. So does that apply to Prasadam also? So Srila Prabhupada would often mention one thing, and he would mention it in relationship with his own father, Sri Gaur Mohan Dev. So he would say that before his father would sit down for eating, if his father would be eating alone, he would first go out on the street and see if there is somebody hungry. Although it was prasad, he would see if there is somebody hungry on the street. And then his father would call out. And if there is nobody, then he will eat, but he will still keep something for those who are hungry. Now, I want to show one particular praman for this, one proof for this. It's in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is 3.29.26. Kapil Muni says, and this chapter is called Explanation of Devotional Service. So it's related to bhakti. All the devotees should hear. Atmanascha parasyapi यः करोत्यन्तरोदरम् तस्य भिन्नदृशो मृत्यु विदधे भयमुल्बणम्. Kindly read the translation.
As the blazing fire of death, I cause great fear to whoever makes the least discrimination between himself and other living entities because of our differential outlook.
Yeah. So if somebody differentiate between himself and others, Jiva Goswami explains the term antar udaram. He says antar udaram. Udar means stomach. Antar udaram. Udar bhedena bhedam karoti, which means he differentiates between his stomach and somebody else's stomach. And then Jiva Goswami says shudhadikam api drishtam, that he sees somebody is affected by hunger, still doesn't feed. For that, even if such a person is devotee, Bhagavan says, Vidade bhayam, I give him great fear. Jiva Goswami, what is meaning of great fear? There is possibility that such a devotee who does not feed others may end up taking birth again in the material world. It's very important that those who are householders should be very kind to all the living entities and should feed prasadam to the other living entities. Whenever possible, we should never eat alone. And if circumstantially we have to eat alone, then at least we should do one thing. At least mentally we should offer something from that prasad to the living entities who are poor living entities outside who are looking for food, who don't have anything to eat today. We should offer mentally at least, and if possible, we should also go out and distribute prasadam to them. Especially when we have such a big organization and so many capable devotees, we should definitely feed people who are hungry and we should feed them prasadam. This verse is the praman for that. All right. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next week, and anyone has any